Do you ever do something that's supposed to make you feel lighter, more positive, more clear, and instead you feel like absolute garbage? That's exactly what happened to me and my buddy Grant after we smudged my house. Instead of walking away with this calm Zen glow, we both ended up sick. Sinuses stuffed up, sneezing, runny nose, low energy. He told me on his way home he had to pull over just to have a little rest. Even knots in our lower back. For a few days, we were like, what the hell just happened? Did we make it worse? But here's the wild part. By the end of the week, both of us felt like new people. Energized, clear, positive. I had one of my most productive days in months. Shot a bunch of short videos, long form videos, made some scripts, edited everything, thumbnails, descriptions. I was locked right in. And Grant said he was happy, light, magnetic, and the most important thing is his Parkinson's tremors were almost nil. So here's the truth. Sometimes you have to feel worse before you feel better. And I want to break down exactly why that happens when you do an energy cleanse. We live in a culture that's obsessed with instant results. You smudge, you meditate, you do breath work. You want to feel like Buddha on a mountaintop immediately. But here's the thing. When you're carrying years of heavy energy, stagnant thoughts, suppressed emotions, or even just the static of life, it doesn't vanish instantly. It's like cleaning out a closet. And when you're standing there, surrounded by old boxes, clothes you should have threw out decades ago, and that one hockey stick that's been sitting in there since high school, you feel like it's actually worse than when you started. That's exactly what me and Grant went through. So here's what happened. Grant came over and we did a full smudging ceremony in the house. We started from the top floor, I have a 4 level split, and ended down in the basement. And right away, we felt something static electricity in the air. And all of my hairs were standing up on my body. I felt like I was in a static electricity force field or something weird. Tingles up my spine. It was powerful. But then, over the next few days, things got heavy. Grant told me he was completely drained, low energy, not feeling himself at all. And I was going through the exact same thing. My sinuses were clogged. I had a runny, drippy nose, sneezing fits. And then we both noticed these identical knots in our lower backs, right around the lumbar area. And here's the part that really blew my mind was the sinus pressure wasn't constant. It would literally change depending on where I was or what I was doing. When I went outside for walks, my sinuses opened right up. I could breathe normally, no problem. In fact, on Friday I put in like 32,000 steps, partly because I wanted the exercise, but honestly, because walking was the only time that I could really breathe clearly. But the second I came back inside the house and stopped moving, boom, my sinuses locked up again. Even to this day, I still feel a little bit stuffy in the house, but when I go outside, I'm fine. I was even using Dristan just to get through it. It felt like my body was begging me to keep moving, to keep circulating that energy. Almost like the stuck energy didn't want me to sit still with it. It wanted me to move through it. And then Saturday hit. Grant tells me how positive and light he's feeling. His buddies were saying They haven't seen him that bubbly in a long time. And I realized I was the same way. By Monday, I dropped into a flow state and knocked out a ton of creative work like it was nothing. Not to mention 2 hard workouts, one of them at the boxing gym. So, what the hell happened? Here's my take. Smudging isn't just waving smoke around, it stirs up stuck energy. And that energy has to go somewhere. Sometimes it goes through you before it leaves. The sinuses and sneezing, that's the body's way of pushing stuff out. Energetically, it's like clearing mental clutter, old thought patterns, and stale energy around the head. The lower back knots, that's root chakra territory. Fear, survival, security, carrying burdens that don't belong to you. It's like the weight you've been holding there just gets stirred up and your body reacts before it really releases. And here's the kicker. Movement was the medicine. Walking outside, breathing in fresh air, circulating oxygen, that's what let the energy flow out of me. Inside the house, the environment was still holding on to that stirred up energy, so my body would clamp down again. And think about this. Where did we smudge and have that experience? The basement. What does a basement represent? Well, the subconscious. The place where you shove everything that you don't want to deal with. Old boxes, old fears, old energy. So by smudging the basement, we weren't just clearing a physical space, we were stirring up stuff buried deep inside ourselves. So here's the bigger picture. If you ever do an energy cleanse, or start a meditation practice, or even just sit down and journal honestly about your life, and suddenly you feel worse, that doesn't mean you screwed up. It doesn't mean it failed. It means something is moving. It's like shaking up a bottle of water that's been sitting with dirt in the bottom. At first glance, it gets cloudy. But, given some time, it clears. And it's fresher than it was before. The mistake most people make is quitting in the cloudy phase. They think discomfort means it's not working, when in reality, it's proof it is working. So what do you do when that happens then? Well, you rest. You hydrate. Smudge yourself again if you need to. Like what Grant did, I did the house again after that. Move the body. Walk, run, work out, deep breaths. Let the energy run its course. Do not resist it, because what you resist persists. And if you want a structured way to experience this kind of release and reset intentionally, I built something called the 7-Day Presence Protocol. It's 7 days of short, powerful practices to clear out mental clutter, reset your energy, and reconnect with yourself. Think of it like smudging your mind and body. The bottom line is, feeling worse before you feel better isn't failure. It's the purge. It's the old junk leaving. And when you let it pass through, you come out on the other side lighter, clearer, and more present. So, if you're in the middle of that messy phase, don't quit. Ride it out, because your breakthrough is just usually on the other side of your breakdown. Remember to like, share, subscribe, scan that code to support the mission. But thank you just for your presence. Thank you for being here. No time like the presence. See you in the next one.